All right, so another thing that's broke on the news now as well is Special K, Kell Brook, is apparently going to come back for a fight. And the person apparently he's going to be fighting is none other than Chris Eubank Jr. apparently. So with Chris Eubank Jr., there's been a couple of people that he's apparently going to fight. And, one of them being Usman from the UFC, and then, apparently this new one with Kell Brook. So I think the thing is here, right? Brook's last fight was when? 2022, 2023? Whenever he fought Amir Khan. And, he looked good in that fight, but against Khan, who was shot to pieces and still, but it was kind of like who's got more left in the tank out of two shot fighters, right? Kell Brook is 40 and hasn't fought in about 4 years. Now, if we were talking prime for prime, I would say at 160, if we're talking middleweight specifically at 160, Kell Brook would school Chris Eubank Jr. Kell Brook being one of my all-time favourite British fighters. I love Kell Brook. Chris has never been great, right? You watch his fight with with George Groves, he got completely outclassed and lost basically every round and couldn't even beat a guy with one arm, right? But Chris has got his thing, his athleticism, his hand speed, he knows when to pick the right fights. And I think this is one of them, is if these two fight, I'm not going to be thinking of the ghost that is, Kell Brook in his prime. I'm going to be thinking of Kell Brook who got dominated by Terence Crawford, and then beat a washed up Amir Khan. So if these two fight at 160, I'm picking Chris Eubank Jr. And if they fight at 168, which I think it will be, or at least a catch weight near to that, I'm picking Chris. Even Chris after the Conor Benn fight, I think, would win if he doesn't have a rehydration clause. I think that's the big thing. But yeah, actually, okay, rehydration clause like he had against Ben, I think Kell will have enough because Chris looked poor. But if he has a rehydration clause, I'll pick Chris just for pure athleticism and the fact he's still active. He only fought not long ago, right? So I think it's interesting. And I think this is the thing, right? You speak to some boxing fans and they'll complain and poo-poo these type of fights, right? I think fucking bring it on, man. That's so much fun. As long as both fighters are safe, I think why not? These type of fights are fun. Neither of them are champions. Chris Eubank Jr. is never going to do anything now, is he? He's pretty much at the end himself. Really for him, it's either fight someone like Kell Brook, fight Conor Benn again, or somehow get Canelo over to the UK for one big fight for Canelo to just beat the shit out of him at 168. So, yeah, I think it's interesting. I think it's fun. I'm definitely going to watch it. I'm looking forward to that type of fight. But yeah, let's see what Kell Brook's got left. I'll probably have more of an analysis if Kell Brook has a little fight in between, maybe even Chris, and just see what they're doing. But if they're both going to jump straight into it, which I think they should, hell yeah, why not? Let's see Chris Eubank and Kell Brook have it out. That'll be really fun. Looking forward to it. All right, peace out.